YouTube. This is your kind of section now, and welcome back to Tuesday's Global Mail Puzzle. And we're going to be kind of fighting our way through the Cryptic Crossword. So, I've got my puzzle up, I've got dictionary up, and we're just gonna give this a go. Oh, so let's see. What do we have here? One across. A strange plant with arrow-shaped leaves. Okay, strange can be an anagram indicator. With arrow-shaped leaves. A strange plant. See, it's the arrow-shaped leaves that's immediately, like, sitting where it's like, okay, this is a weird clue. What are you indicating? Okay. Well, we'll come back to that one. Let's see what 2 down is. Aussie natives, time to sleep. Okay, I don't know the name of any Australian Aboriginal bands. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to find... Muri Tiwi. Okay. So I was just sorry. I'm just looking for any names because, as somebody who's very ignorant in the subject, and not claiming any experience or knowledge, I was just going with, okay, what are some names of what do some of the groups call themselves based on that? But so the thing is, Aussie natives, like, with that apostrophe, that could be Aussie native as one of the names, or like not one of the names, one of the definitions, and time to sleep are meant to be like equivalent here. It could also just be sleep. It could be a lot of things. Yeah, I've got basically nothing for this one, which is always a good start. What's 3 down? Oh, that's huge. Philosopher. Ran into a GP, perhaps. Okay, well, that's interesting. Ran into philosopher ran into Now, GP, general practitioner. So is that like a doctor? Okay. So probably, like, I think this is saying, like, we need a 13 letter name for a philosopher, and like, if you go with the Greek philosophers who have typically longer names, or some of them have longer names, like Aristotle's the one who immediately comes to mind, but Aristotle, that's only 9 letters, so we're probably looking for something longer. Yeah. Well, good start. I've got nothing for the first 3. 8 across. Agreement to study religious pamphlet, say. Okay. So, right off the bat, religious pamphlet. Because we're looking for a homophone that means an agreement. And then study could be twofold. Like, you can either go study as in, like, to study and carefully read something, or we could be looking at study as in, like, a study can be like an office. So, an agreement is things like a So that could be things like, say, a contract. An agreement could be things like a deal. But so I think I have this, but I'm not sure. So a covenant is like it's an agreement, like in the idea of like it's an arrangement or in terms of business. But a covenant sounds like, I believe, a covenant. No, it still is covenant, like in terms of. I might be wrong here. I might be wrong here. Agreement to study. Yeah, no, I don't like that anymore. That was my misunderstanding of it. Now, that being said. Agreement to study religious pamphlet. To study could be... So one of the things that's kind of coming to mind is an accord. Nope, I'm just got another... Okay. So what are we looking at? I also might be, like, focusing on the wrong thing here, so... No, I'm gonna go back to Covenant. And we'll see if I get proven right with, say, 4 down. Marry outside a large tract of open country. This might be union, so I might have been right when Covenant's not correct. So outside. No, wait. So a synonym to marry. So where I'm going with this one is marry out. So outside a large tract of open country. So I think if you open country, that would give you the UN, right? Like, I'm thinking of it being unite or something like that, but... Could that be something... Because the problem is, like, to marry has other things. Like, that could be... if you're going outside of, like, the marriage between people, you could have, like, a marriage of ideas. Like a marriage of, say, two companies or two ideological groups could be a merge. Right? So you could say merge to also mean marry. Marry outside A large tract of open country. I think I've seen the name Orpheus before. I think they normally do difficult puzzles, so... So... there's only a handful of words that would fit, right? So it's not unite, right? It could be match or merge, elope or hitch are the things if it means marry. Okay. I'm getting very stuck. This is not good. Court deficiency involving small lord speaker's seat. Okay. So do we think the definition here is seat, court, or court deficiency? What would a court deficiency be? I don't mean that like in hypothetical. I mean I don't know any words that would mean a court deficiency. I don't know if there is actually words for that. Okay, so court deficiency is just like an error in facts, basically. Involving small lord speaker's seat. So small. Okay, so what I'm thinking is involving... the definition here might be seat, which isn't going to be super helpful because seat could mean chair, seat could mean... or types of chairs. Seat could mean, having a seat in parliament, or having a seat on a board, or anything like that. So that's not going to be super definitive. It's like a Lord Speaker's seat, a type of throne or something like that. Ooh, hold on. Throne. Use throne instead. Throne involving... S. Lord Speaker. Yeah. I'm getting well and truly stuck, but... let's go 5 down. At home, least being farthest from the center. Okay. At home. So if you're at home, you're in. Least. Least being farthest from. Okay. So the definition here, I'm trying to figure out if this is the definition's at home or center. And I'm leaning towards center because center can mean like the middle of something. It can also mean like a kind of a key location. Being furthest or being farthest. Why farthest and not furthest? Is that just an anglicization or? Okay, so not too much there. Yeah, because if you're at home, you're in. Sorry, I was looking up the difference between furthest and farthest. Farthest is just an older way of saying furthest that usually refers to like actual physical distance, as opposed to furthest can be metaphorical more. Okay, so I at home least being farthest from the center. Seven words. 7 letters, not 7 words. Um, at home least being. So I think the definition here might actually be farthest from the center. Because like if it's like if I was doing it before, we'd be looking at something like inside or things like that. But a lot of those are like 6-letter words, versus if instead of doing in you do out, O-U-T, like outside, or right things like that, you get more 7-letter words because you're starting with the basis of the 3. So I think it is farthest from the center as our definition. Now, at home least. Oh, it's a double definition. If you're at home the least, and you're furthest from the center, or farthest from the center, you're the outmost. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we're finally on the board with something. Let's see if this checking letter will give us anything. Leading. Batsman's gadget for accessing the booze. Okay. I have no clue what this one's supposed to be telling us. It's an interesting, like, surface clue, but I have no clue here. Alright, I'm gonna try 6 down, just give us... Oh, I chose another huge one. Oh well, let's see. Weak need quality that's not associated with porcupine. Okay. This one's actually kind of funny. I'm pretty sure this is spinelessness. And the reason for this, so... Porcupines have quills on their back, right? Now, if somebody is weak... If somebody is, like, weak-willed or weak-kneed, like, if they're scared... if they're cowardly, actually, more fairly, like if they're cowardly or they're weak-kneed, you might say that, you might tell them to grow a spine, or grow some spine, or grow a spine. So, if a spine, like your actual physical back, is associated with being brave, a lack of having a spine is usually indicated of being a coward. But if it's a quality, then you can add that ness to the end of it. And if it's not associated with a porcupine, well, porcupines have as opposed to, like, say, a hedgehog, which has those softer quills, porcupines, you can call them quills, or you can call them spines. So, spinelessness. That's interesting. Leading batsman's okay, I think where I'm getting a bit thing here is I'm pretty sure leading batsman's is referring to a leading, like the leading person swinging the club in cricket. So, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so let's break down wordplay. Gadget for accessing the booze. Okay, synonym like a gadget. Gimmick, widget, thingamajig. I mean, I don't know what this would even be, like, one-off, I've got, like, overly oceans. Like, there's a lot of words that could fit this. Let's see if I can get 7 down. Gas and water in French. Country house. Okay. So I don't know if this is, the definition is either gas or house / country house. But it's been a bit since I've spelled it in French. Water is like ew. I want to say, but yeah, EAU is water. Been doing too much. I've been studying Gaelic too much, so I'm just like, no, that's Ushka, and it's like, no, that's Gaelic. That's not French. So if it was gas and water in French, country house. CHAT. I think a chateau is a country house. Yeah, it's a French manor house. So I think it's a chateau, but I'm not entirely sure. Gas, like gas and. Okay. Let's see if I'm right with this one. Because I might be wrong about that. Like, I think I'm right with EAU being the end. what are we looking at here? Current article about Republican and then state. Current article. So, if something's current, like it's now, it's in. And then about Republican state. Republican can often just be R, so... And then state. What are you meaning with state? I mean, state could be... Okay, no, let's actually break this down a little bit more broadly. So I'm pretty sure... Oh, hey Liari, how are you doing? Okay, if something's in... A is an indefinite article. Oh, I'm doing well. It's been an interesting time in the world, so... Is this... Okay, so Iran would be a state. Like, it's a nation-state. And that would mean Chateau's correct. Or let's support Chateau. Yeah, I think that's Iran. How's life been treating you? Leading batsman's gadget for accessing the booze. Oh, glad to hear that. What is the leading batsman in cricket called? Oh, it might be an actual player's name. Oh. Oh, I'm in trouble. Hmm. Well. somebody who knows nothing about it. Oh, nice! Hope classes and camps are going well, and good luck with making the puzzle. Or puzzles. Are they at least appreciating being chauffeured? Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah. No idea there. Ooh, 12 cross I haven't looked at yet. Army chums, then reassemble plant. Okay. So we're looking at an anagram of army chums then. That means plant, and it can mean plant, I think, in terms of, like... It could mean a plant like an actual, like a flower or a tree, but it could also mean plant as in, like, a refinery or something like that. So what have we got here? T blank E blank U. It could also mean to set something down for plant. There's a lot of definitions we get here. I'm gonna see if I can get myself another checking letter or two. Because I have... Problem is, there's a lot of things that could be... like, turned into. So let's look at 15 down. Silent member of the family. Ooh. Silent member of the family. Oh, this is actually cute. So mum's the word. Like, if you're being quiet, right? Then you would say mum's the word, so the silent member of the family, question mark, mum. That's clever. Oh, wait a second. Gadget for accessing the booze. I think this is a double definition again. Because if you have a bottle opener, that's what you would use to, like, open a bottle of anything, including booze. Because I was trying to figure out, like, corkscrew or something like that, but I was thinking about that on the main. But if you have, like, a leading player or a leading move, that's your opener. That's your opening move or your opening player. I got scared because I thought I was going to need to know like a player's name, and it was like Ooh, okay. Something. Army Chums Land. That could be a lot of words, so need to get a few more checking letters. Oh geez. Excuse me. Middle East scholars way to support a disheartened Jewish teacher. So I think I get how this clue is working. I just don't know the word for it because like it's niggling in my head. I'm pretty sure the definition here is Middle East scholar. And then way to support. So I think that this might end in way or something along those lines. Disheartened Jewish teacher. I don't know if teacher can mean like you rearrange something, but I think disheartened is telling us to take W-I out of Jewish. So... unless a Jewish teacher is a rabbi, in which case you're just taking a B. I mean, like, because a rabbi is more of a priest, so I don't think that's quite the way I'm supposed to be going. Temperate plant coming from near Nicaragua. Ragu? No. Is A-R-A-G-U-A a temperate plant? coming from near Nicaragua. Here is. Coming from near Nicaragua. I'm having trouble with this puzzle today, chat. Let's look at 10 down, see what we can do. Thus suffering ill health by the sound of it. Thus suffering ill health. Oh, jeez. Oh, I've got... This is niggling something so much in the back of my mind. No, I've got nothing. Was I overthinking this? Aussie natives' time to sleep. So I think I really overthought this one. So a kangaroo or a roo is a creature native to Australia. Time, T, in physics equations, and a roost is to roost can be to sleep. Like that's what birds do whenever they stop and sleep. So I think that's what we're looking at here. Though how this gives me a strange plant with arrow-shaped leaves. I mean, I feel like I should know this one and I don't. Port deficiency involving small Lord Speaker's seat. Is this a homophone? Could this be a homophone and that's what I'm missing, right? Like, that's what Lord Speaker is supposed to tell us instead. Court deficiency. Okay, is there something like a... involving... because I'm wondering if this is like House. But I don't know what it would be like after, so yeah, I think I need my last checking letter. This might be Covenant. Yeah, because the other word I could think that could fit would be Concord. Or it could be contract. No, it can't be contract. Contr. No, it could be ACT. But either way, this is looking like it's an A here. So what are you then for Mary? Mary outside a large tract of open country. Is this wheeled? Or a weld? Like a wild. Oh. Okay. I'll forgive myself for not entirely getting that. So in this case, this is a 3-letter word for wed, or for marry, which is to wed, outside a large, L like is in a shirt or a shirt like any sort of clothing label, and then a weld, and then a weld. A weld? A wild? I'm actually going to look up the definition of that so I don't mess that up too much. So, yeah, it's a woodland. And it's an Old English word. Okay. Now... what on earth? Court deficiencies involving small Lord Speaker's seat. Okay, so I'm thinking that the definition... let's say the definition is court. Actually, no. Well, actually, let's try to go reverse and do what it could be. Let's say it's a seat. I don't think I can make a synonym for a chair or a seat that would fit this lettering. Yeah. Not that I'm seeing. No. Okay. Am I... Hold on. Um... Something like Wusick, or Worcester. No, so I think this is court to woo. Um, Deficiency. Like, that's the word that's gave me small. Like a deficiency, a lack? Okay. So a wool sack for a seat. So, okay. That's... Or wool sack. Let me just see. So the wool sack is... Okay, so it is the literal name of in the British House of Lords, the seat that the Lord Speaker has. So to woo, then to lack. Excuse me. Agreement to study. Can... I'm wondering, like a con can't be like... Um, Hold on. Yeah, I've got... I don't know if this is contract or if this is covenant. So I probably need 3 down to start getting that. But let's look at 10 across again. Boss. Engaging Greek character of little intelligence. So I'm pretty sure this is just stupid. Thus suffering ill health by the sound of it. So the reason, like, I don't entirely get the wordplay here for stupid. Boss engaging, Greek character of little intelligence. Because I think id is like the impulse. I don't think stew or stoop is a Greek character, though. And I don't get boss engaging. Unless S just means, I mean, unless it's ST replacing C for Cupid for a Greek character. Yeah, I don't entirely get that clue, but... So is the definition here perhaps? Philosopher ran into a GP, perhaps. Because it could mean that we're anagramming philosopher. Actually, I don't think it can be that. What could it be? So I'm not sure if this is covenant or contract. Now, if I think it's an anagram, into a... Yeah, because if it's philosopher, I would need to include a T there. I'll come back to that. I'm not sure. Hopefully I can get some other tricky letters. Thus, suffering ill health by the sound of it. Is that something like some play on so? Let's look at this one. 1 of 8 kings acquiring room regularly for bird sanctuary. One of 8 kings acquiring room regularly for bird sanctuary. There's a word for bird sanctuary that's coming to mind. And it's like, it's a word. It's a weird word with it, like something like an aviary. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I don't think that we're looking at aviary as the definition here. Okay. So it's probably not aviary, but why is 1 of 8? One of 8 kings acquiring room. So the first thing that came to mind is something like Henry, right? Just because you have like Henry VIII, which, right? But I don't know if there's other. Okay, king can just be K, or it can be R. Acquiring room regularly. One of 8. Okay, a dozen is 12, a score is 20. Is there like a name? Is there a word that Because for bird sanctuary, could that be something like a coop? No, I'm spending a lot of time on this. 16. Let's see if we can get anything. Oh, it's temperate plant. Alright, well, that's not helpful. Opposed to conservationists blocking A1. Great. A strange plant with arrow-shaped leaves. Yeah, I've got no clue. Thus suffering ill health by the sound of it. Wait, no, back up. So I'll see this like occasionally in citations for like mostly in various citations for like literature and things like that, where SIC will be usually italicized. Like, I don't know what it entirely is supposed to stand in for, but it's telling you that it's linked back to like, oh, because this, therefore that, or thus. It would be the same as thus, and it's just sick. So I think... Okay. That would just be sick. So what are we looking at here? Army chums then. That's trying to do a 13-letter anagram in my head. I don't quite hate myself enough for that. At least not today. Okay. Isn't there something like chrysanthemum or something like that? Because the Y is weird. No, I don't think that works. Well... What do you end in? you might end in Thelum. So let's say you ended in Thelum. Just to give this example. What do we have left then? So we'd be looking at Chrysanthemum. Okay. Chrysanthemum. I think that's how you spell that word. So I'm just gonna look that word up and see if that's even a word. Or if I just spelled this completely wrong. Where did I get the L from? That's a mum, not chrysanthemum. That's where I was wrong. There isn't an L in this. Yeah, it's a type of tea. Or it's used in a type of tea. That's where I've seen that word before. I was kind of seeing that, but okay. Awesome. What are we looking at here? Um, 14 down. Middle East scholars way to support a disheartened Jewish teacher. I still don't know what to do there. Habit of Copper's cat. I'm not sure. Demand peace and quiet. I think this is order. Okay, because... And I'm just gonna check. Yeah. So, if you... I think this is a double definition, where if you demand something, and if you've got things that are peaceful and quiet, they're in order. So to demand something is to order it. For there to be peace and quiet, you need order. Okay. 17 down. Commander-in-Chief turns up arresting unknown scoffer. What is a scoffer? Okay. So something like a critic? Nope. Are you gonna reconnect? Sorry, sorry, YouTube. OBS just crashed on me. Excuse me, or at least, excuse me, or at least it lost internet. We're maybe back. No, we're really not. Okay, I'm seeing if I can help fix my internet. Sorry about this. Okay, are you... Come on, internet, you can do this. Okay, YouTube, I'm just gonna... Gonna have to fight with this for a moment while Twitch tries to... Well, OBS tries to reconnect with Twitch. Okay. Whoops. Hello? Alright, hi, sorry chat, and sorry YouTube for just like suddenly stopping like that. Internet troubles, always fun, but it seems we are, seems like we're doing okay now. Okay, so Commander-in-Chief turns up. So Commander... Commander-in-Chief turns up. Arresting unknown scoffer. I think that might be critic. But okay. Habit of, so I think this is custom, right? Because copper CU, CU's Tom would be Copper's cat, and that a custom is a habit. So that does kind of, okay. CRI, no, it can't be critic. Critic 6 letters. Let's see what we got. In New Union, put a stop to malicious suggestion. What's a malicious suggestion? So it's not like hampered. In New Union. I don't think it'll use wed again, because we've already used wed for, like, married. Though it could be weld. In New Union, put a stop to. If you stop something, you halt it, you end it? Malicious suggestion. In New Union, put a stop to malicious suggestions. Okay, so let's say put a stop to is just ends. Right? It's like malicious is things like cruel or evil, or what would malicious suggestions be? Also, it's like New Union. In New Union. So is this a malicious suggestion? Is the definition here. stop to malicious gesture. Okay, I have no clue of this. Let's see if we can discuss this one. Rescue vessel on southern island. What? Rescue vessel on southern island. Rescue vessel on southern island. I have. Is this like Surrey? Or CERN? Okay, 4-letter island. S blank R blank. Rescue vessel. What are types of rescue vessels? Let's see. Let's just look up. Okay, I don't know here because I'm just looking things up and I'm realizing that I'm not talking. Sorry. I'll let that ruminate a little. Okay. Commander in Chief. Okay. So I think this... So I think we've got CC. If you've got in turned up, that would be IN. So we're looking, or like NI. So, oh, Cynic. Yeah, cynic is a scoffer. An unknown Y. Oh! S is wrong. So end is correct. In New Union, put a stop to malicious. To malicious suggestion. New can just be N. So then... Okay. Innuendo? Okay. Let's see what I can do here. One of 8 kings acquiring room regularly for bird sanctuary. One of 8 kings. Okay. I'm not sure entirely for this. Let's see if we can get this. Wickedly pinch toy inducing sleep. What on earth is this saying? Okay, wickedly pinch toy inducing sleep. SOP OR. you spell soporific? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Too many letters. But that kind of an idea, like something that induces sleep, is a soporific. Because I don't entirely get the wordplay here. Oh, wickedly is just an anagram indicator. Pinch toy gives you the letters for hypnotic. Okay. One of 8 kings acquiring room regularly. So I think... Okay, so this is going to include Henry. Because, like, it starts with the H and it ends with that Y. Henry's too short, but acquires room regularly. Henry. So we're either looking at R-O or O-M. Hominry. I don't think Hominry... What would the other one give us? Oh, Heronry. What is a Heronry a word? Oh! It's a specific type of rookery for herons. That's cool. I would not have known that. Temperate plant coming from near Nicaragua. Is that all this is? No. Okay. So... temperate plant coming from near... Arnica? What is Arnica? Oh, cool. It's a plant used in, apparently things like topical muscle relaxants or painkillers. Opposed to conservationists blocking A1. Okay. A strange plant with arrow-shaped leaves. Okay, if you're strange, it's... something that's strange might be eerie. I have no clue on this one. A strange plant. With arrow-shaped leaves. Okay, let's see if there's anything. Arrow-shaped leaves. Is strange? Because strange is normally like an anagram indicator, but what are some... Yeah, I've got nothing here. Is this something like physician? Philosopher ran into a GP, perhaps. Okay, so let's just say you're a physician. Okay. Opposed to conservationists blocking... Yeah, I think that's physician. Okay, opposed to conservationists. And sorry, I had to look up how to spell physician because I am terrible at spelling. Dyslexia doesn't make that any easier. So then what are you giving me? Opposed to conservationists. You're opposed to something, you're against it, you're facing it. Something on. Opposed to conservation. You're opposed to something. Alright. I feel like I'm going brain dead. Oh wait, no, what am I doing? Anti, if you're anti something, you're opposed to it. I'm going to be looking this word up. Middle East scholars way to support a disheartened Jewish teacher. Oh wait, no. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm not going to look this up. Way to support. Okay. So support a disheartened Jewish teacher. I can just about see this word in my head. I'm gonna come back to it in a moment. Philosopher ran into a GP, perhaps. Philosopher. Isn't metaphysics like a type of philosophy? Okay, so a metaphysician would be a philosopher. Just because I saw physic, right? Here, and I was trying to think of like physician, like what type of philosophy goes into there. Ran into met a. If you ran into, you met, so meta. A strange plant with arrow-shaped Oh wait, this means that's contract. Is this a strange plant with arrow-shaped leaves? Okay, so I typed in trying to get like just some plant genus names because I was blanking on this because I don't get this clue. But I think we're looking for a plant with... So if you're going with arrow-shaped leaves, I don't know if there's a word that specifically means this in like British slang or that I'm just not familiar with. But the arum genus is a popular genus of plant that are known for having arrow-shaped leaves. Middle East scholar. Scholar's way. Is this like... I think it's Wiet. Right? Like, ending with W-I-E-T. I just don't... Yeah, I don't know what to do here. Rescue vessel on Southern Island. Okay. I think I have this, and it's a bit weird, but it's just because I'm remembering something weird, like an Isle of Sark. An Ark is a rescue vessel. And if it's leading, like if you have South Ark, like S Ark, that would give you the Isle of Sark. So... seem to be okay so far. Okay, what are you? Middle East Scholar's Way. Wait a minute. My... Wait... Okay. This is a really weird thing. I'm trying to figure out, because I was wondering if it was like there's a lot of traditional... I'm trying to think of this way to describe it, like traditional Middle Eastern names that would use this. But what if I'm going about it completely the wrong way? Like, what if that's too surface reading? Because going back to disheartened Jewish teacher, a Jewish teacher could be a rabbi, and if you disheartened a rabbi, you could take a B out of that, right? So then you would have Arab, which a lot of people in the Middle East, or there are a lot of people of Arabic descent living in the Middle East, as I understand it. I could be very wrong about this. But if that's the case, and you were a person who studied Arabic culture and history, could you be a scholar of Arab? Like an Arab scholar, or a scholar of Arabs, and that being an Arabist? So Middle East scholar is way too... supported, disheartened. Like, I don't quite get the wordplay. Like, I can get... like, I'm way to support a... Like, I can see rabbi, like Jewish teacher, turn into rabbi. So a rabbi. A way is a street supporting. So underneath, that's why. Okay. So this one I just flat out didn't know. If you potentially know YouTube, like, feel free to let me know in the comments. Because I have no clue how you're supposed to get that. I loved Heronry, or Heronry. That was amazing. I was really proud of myself for getting Chrysanthemum, because that's something I was just like, what the heck are we doing here? Spineless was hilarious. Yeah, I'm not sure how stupid works either, but... But either way, hope you enjoyed. So chat, we're going to be switching over to blueprints. So give me a moment to get that kind of set up. But YouTube, that's going to be it done. If you want to see blueprints, you can pop over to Twitch for the next little bit on Tuesdays, where I'm going to be playing through it. And other puzzle games after I do Crosswords. So that's all for now. Bye, YouTube.